There is another exciting privacy-focused project that has just joined the Blockchain Privacy, Security and Adoption Alliance, and in this video we're going to be finding out about them. Apollo have produced the ultimate hardware wallet for your cryptocurrency assets, probably the most secure hardware wallet going. Use my affiliate link and the code for a discount. Get the Crypto.com Visa card. You can use this wherever Visa is accepted all over the world. Make sure you use my link to get a $25 bonus when you register. Link in the description below. Hey guys, thank you so much for making yourselves available. You are the team behind Conceal Network. And you have just recently joined the Blockchain Privacy, Security and Adoption Alliance, which is a group of projects that are working together in order to further privacy and security. And it includes Sentinel and Etho Protocol, Pirate Chain, and 6 others. So thank you, guys. Do you want to start by introducing yourselves, each of you, very briefly, and what you do at Conceal Network, and then we'll get into Conceal Network.
Yes, thank you, Rich, for having us on your show. I'm Mr. Quibbs, and I'm doing the marketing of Conceal Network.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much. And you are a community member because this is a fully decentralized project with no team. And we'll get into that, like nobody being paid or anything. It's not a company behind this. And we'll get into that some more. Who else? Who'd like to introduce themselves next?
CryptoX. I'm at the moment I do head of operations. I oversee all the project, but we are quite autonomous. We have 6 different divisions, and basically people manage their own division. So that's it.
Great, thank you so much. Tegas?
Yes, hello. I'm Tegas. I'm head of the development. And as everybody else, I came from the community more than 2 years ago now. And from then, I'm fully focused on helping Conceal with the development.
Fabulous. And last but not least, a carnist.
Yeah, thanks for having us. I'm Okanist. I'm the head of business development at the moment. I worked with the marketing before. And we nearly joined with Travis at the same time to the team. Also, I came from the community as well. I handle partnerships at the moment.
Great, great. And I just got to point out, you have really great names, but they're not the names that you were given on your birth certificates or by your parents. But I think it's part of the commitment that this project has to privacy. And that's also one of the reasons why you have deferred to not come on screen. And we're doing this as an audio interview. I understand. Completely consistent with your privacy focus. Do you want to say what is Conceal Network and what makes it so special as a privacy-focused project?
Conceal Network provides the ability for individuals to communicate and interact financially with each other in a totally anonymous manner with privacy-preserving capabilities. So our focus is definitely on privacy protection of the users interacting in our ecosystem. 2 persons may exchange messages, transact funds without ever knowing the true name or identity of each other. All interactions over our network are untraceable using cryptographic protocols with nearly perfect assurance against any tampering. Our network is peer-to-peer, totally decentralized, censorship resistant, and our focus for our coin, the coin CCX is part of the network, is to mimic the properties of cash. Nobody knows how or where you spend your folding cash. So you go to the ATM and you take your money and you go spend it on ice cream or a pretty old share in your neighborhood yard sale, and that's it. So what we are trying to go up is a way of preserving the privacy protection of normal cash. A lot of people say there is no killer app for crypto, but I think they are wrong. I think we have figured out how to mimic cash in an environment that is entirely focused on privacy. And the biggest feature of cash is that it's really hard to track. In other words, anonymity is the main feature of cash. Only the two parties that conducted the business know it happened. So Conceal is that of blockchain analysis. Conceal brings back the true anonymity of cash, brings back freedom to people. And beside that, we are working on a privacy-preserving network that will allow other functionalities like decentralized finance. We have already compound interest, blockchain deposits paying compound interest, and we have as well on-chain encrypted messages. We believe these unique functionalities make it effortless for everyday users to manage their finances and communicate securely and privately. I think this defines our core vision.
Okay.
Can I add something, please? I love to add things always and interrupt.
Take us. You can keep it short, because what I want to do is there is a sort of thread that I want to go through, because I'm curious about how this is different from Monero or Pirate Chain, but also we just want to get into the beginnings of this project as well.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I will just add 2 sentences because I think it's important. Why are we staying anonymous? Because we believe that our faces or our personas don't add anything substantial to the project in a way that, let me explain. Bitcoin also does not have a cult of personality behind it. Some projects do, but in our opinion, the code speaks for itself. The products speak for itself. The project speaks for itself. So people change, developers change, they come and go. It's the same with Conceal. Maybe in 1 year I won't be working for Conceal anymore, who knows why. But somebody else will step up because it's a community-driven project, and this is what we think is important. That is also why we like to stay anonymous, to prevent any cult of personality going on behind Conceal. Thank you.
I got it. Thank you. And it is, I think, several of the projects in the BPSAA have this sort of level of privacy. It runs all the way through the project in terms of the technology of the coin or the blockchain, and all the way through to who the members are and how they present themselves and engage, because for them privacy is that important that they don't ever compromise it. So thank you for that, Tegas. I just wanted to, I do want to get into how this is distinct from Pirate Chain or Monero or other privacy coins. But before we do that, I want to find out, when did Conceal Network start? How much money did you raise? Where did the money go? Just some of the basics. Who would like to answer that?
So Conceal started as an idea in September 2017. We, at the time, most of the people that found this community, Conceal community, has been part of another big community regarding privacy-preserving technologies, encryption, human rights. And at the time, we realized there was a big gap on the privacy category in the crypto space. So it's obvious Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a lot of main cryptocurrencies are not private, and they are traceable. And at the time, we realized Monero, as soon as they upgraded their protocol to ring confidential transactions, they left being a true crypto node coin. So at the time, Bitcoin, the first coin implementing crypto node, was in a bad shape after a few scandals of misusing of funds, and people decided to create their own project based on the the CryptoNode protocol, the original, on the white paper version 2, and we start working on it in the beginning of 2018. We have a test net by April 2018, and our mainnet went up 1 month and a half later in May 2018. We haven't raised any money. There was no crowdfunding, no ICO. Technical speaking, there was no pre-mine. If you analyze our code, there was no, technically speaking, there is no pre-mine. But what happened is, what the community decided, there was a super block that took like 10 hours to mine. With the budget, we consider it will be enough for the first 10, 12 years of development. And the community agreed, who mined that block, who found that block with the 12 million coins, 6% of the total supply, will lead the project. Probably people waited patiently, and because I was the founder of Conceal community, they wait for me to mine it, but coincidence or not, I mined that block, and that's how we fund this project. That money has been locked over 5 years, and every 3 months, every quarter, there is a settlement unlocked. And that's how we pay all expenses with cloud servers, domains, certificates. We needed some consulting as well in terms of legal services. And everybody that participates and contributes on the development or on the community, because the project is not only developing coding, it involves marketing, it involves managing the community, copywriting, a lot of different services. Everybody gets paid. And most of the people, the majority, I could say the majority, end up like accruing like the CCX they are being paid for their work. We have a permanent team, but no one is full-time. Everybody keeps their daily jobs, so we work in our free time. And that's a way as well to keep the budget that we need currently low, because no one is dependent of the money that they could get working on Conceal. Basically, we pay our bills with our own money, so that helps a lot. Like keeping a permanent team and the expenses quite low of maintaining it.
Okay, thank you for that. So no ICO, no fundraise, no private funding. You just released the code, started mining it, and did a special block mine, which created a fund which is locked over 5 years with a little bit released every 3 months, which you use to pay the part-time team members who do all the different tasks.
Exactly correct.
Very cool. Okay. Yeah. Now, it's a proof of work coin. Is it equihash? Is that the algorithm?
No, the mining algorithm currently is Kryptonite GPU.
Yes,
is a fair mining algorithm focused on GPU. It could be mined with CPU as well, but is optimized for GPUs and is FPGA resistant and ASIC resistant as well, or at least it tries. So even if you use dedicated mining devices, you will not have advantage over GPUs, at least the most recent GPUs. So that's the way to keep the project decentralized and accessible to most of our user base.
Yes, no, that does keep it decentralized. Okay, and you said earlier it's a fork of BitCoin. I remember BitCoin back in 2017 when I first...
Excuse me, it's not a fork of...
Kryptonite.
Neither Monero, neither BitCoin.
It's a fork of...
It's based on CryptoNote, but if you compare the code, it has nothing to do with Monero and nothing to do with BitCoin. So, of course, we use the same base that it was the CryptoNote original, that later was ported to the fork node, and it has been used by BitCoin, but even BitCoin, they use different code base than ours.
Okay.
So we have quite a few things different. For instance, we implemented encrypted messages on the blockchain much before BitCoin, much before. We have blockchain deposits and compound interest. That's something that do not exist in BitCoin or in Monero, for instance. And our blockchain is still auditable because it's for me, it's really hard to imagine a complete financial ecosystem, economically speaking, without being able to audit the supply, for instance, or what's happening in every block, the emission, the coin emission, what coins are being created. So we managed to have an auditable blockchain without jeopardizing the privacy of the users participating in the network. So that's quite an achievement in terms of financial system. And at the same time, we have some exquisite particularities, like we have balance proofs. So you can prove like a wallet has a determined amount of coins, and you can sign a message and prove the balance of that wallet. We have proof of payments as well. Imagine if you pay for something online and the merchant like says that you haven't transferred the money, they haven't got anything. You signing a message and generating a key, you are able to prove you send like 100 CCX to a merchant or to someone. So we can generalize all crypto nodes in the same boat. They are different.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, thank you for saying that and for correcting me, because it is from the same roots as Monero and BitCoin, but not forks of them. So you all have the same foundational code. And then when you're describing what it does, like it being auditable and that proof of payment, what comes to mind is the services that are available with regular banking. Because if I send money from one bank account to another bank account, I can prove, or somebody else can see that has gone, that there's proof of payment, not just the two parties interacting, but also it's auditable, so I can get the value of that. But how does it not compromise the privacy? You know, if I think of Pirate Chain, where there's no data after the Genesis coins.
First, there is two different things. So on the chain, for an observer, you can't identify any transaction in particular, because the amounts you see are inputs, outputs amounts, not amount of the transaction in particular. And when I'm saying proof of balance or proof of transaction, proof of funds, or you generate a secret key, and you share that key with the person you choose. You don't share it with the public. So, for instance, a proof of transaction, it's only used if you have a dispute. Like if you have a dispute and you use it between the two parties involved. The balance proof is useful, for instance, when you have funds that belong to a community, and you need to prove like those funds are there. There were some CryptoNote projects, some of them well known, they have community funds, and they use like the tracking view keys. Using view keys is like having a wallet that if you have the private keys, you can access that wallet and check the address balance. But the problem is that once you print those keys, you're going to see always the same balance. So that's why we create the balance proof. So I don't see like how can you call jeopardize privacy if we are talking about proving the balance that you have in an address, because this is meant to cover like very particularly situations, scenarios, like if you manage community funds or shared funds, for instance, if you need to prove like you bought something online or send money to someone and that person asks that you haven't sent any funds, they haven't received anything. So our goal is to have practical applications of a cryptocurrency in real life situations. So what's the meaning of creating just a coin when you could not use it in real situations, in real scenario? So we need to cover all these scenarios. Like if you have a dispute, how you want to prove you send the funds? If you are managing like charity fund based in our coin, like where donors and mecenas, they don't need like to show who they are. So all these kind of situations require these tools, and that's why we create them. And I don't see them as an issue, because you are not jeopardizing privacy of whoever is behind that address or behind those funds.
Got it. Understood. And I can see on your website, and I'll have all the links in the description below if people want to go and check this out, where you actually have the breakdown of the treasury, the Conceal Network treasury, and how much goes to marketing and how much goes to development and how much goes to this and that. So people can actually see. It allows for transparency.
Yes, we are very transparent the way we use the funds. And as I told you before, we have 6 different divisions, and we have through our Explorer, there's a section for funds where we have the breakdown, and you could verify by yourself, anyone could verify using the keys provided, the funds spent, the funds unlocked, and where have they been spent. Of course, for privacy reasons, we can't break down even more. But this was what was defined by our community, the transparency level that was required to start this project. So you could verify the balance of any project wallet and the breakdown per division where the money has been spent.
Right. Okay. Well, I've got a philosophical question for any or all of you, right? Which is, why? Why have you done this? I mean, what's wrong with Bitcoin or using other privacy coins? You've built applications, you want it to be cash. What's the philosophy that's underpinned this?
At the moment, like our vision, as I told you, I will not say our project is based exclusively in the cypherpunk manifesto, but we wanted to evolve having just a cryptocurrency. We wanted to create a complete ecosystem with some functionalities and capabilities that didn't exist in other coins. And some of them have been proposed for more than 1 year to other projects. We wanted to contribute, we wanted to participate, we wanted to add value to those projects. But unfortunately, we haven't been listened. Okay. So Conceal starts like to give voice to those people that wanted to add value to the privacy sector. So sure. Not only a cryptocurrency, but encrypted messages on the blockchain on top of it, and blockchain deposits. And this was the base for our privacy framework, like to improve social and financial inclusion of people.
Sure.
And that's the main reason. Okay. Because we haven't been heard by other projects. We decided to start our own project.
But why the privacy focus? That's what I'm asking. And by the way, not that I disagree with you, okay, but I want to hear it from you. Why? Because you could do all that without being privacy focused. Why the focus on privacy? What's so important about that?
Because it's an existential human right, in our opinion. It's a basic human right that should be available to anyone. And as Crypto said, we aim to bring that freedom and that privacy to anyone, basically, all over the world. So all our software or our code is free and open source. And everyone, everywhere in the world can use it without paying anything to us.
Okay.
That's very important, because the current banking system is exclusive, not inclusive. A lot of people in the world don't have access to the banking features or credit cards or loans or anything like that. And what's even more important, Bitcoin started all this, but it lacks one very important thing that we all already mentioned, and that is privacy.
But
people still don't realize how important that is.
How important is it? That's what I want to get from you. Why do you say it's a human right? You know, what makes it so important?
Well, for instance, this is just a question. The same exact question popped up on our Discord not a while ago. Mm-hmm. So today you're using credit cards and online purchases, and when you go to the stores, you purchase things. But is your neighbor able to see what you purchased? No, he's not. Nobody, in theory, nobody should be able to see what you purchased. Of course, today, probably not only the banks, but also your government and probably somebody else that bought that data is able to see what you purchased. But in general, your neighbors, your friends, your family cannot see that. And that is very important, because imagine like you're buying some thing that you don't want to advertise to the whole world. I mean, it's your fundamental right to do with your money whatever you want to do. You know, like your medical records are also not public for a very good reason, and your financial transactions should not be public for the same reason, because it's your private financial transaction history. It does not concern anyone. You will share it with others if you want to. Okay. And in today's state of crypto, I think crypto is still in a state of speculative investment mode. So we are still not there that it would be used for day purchases. And people mainly still don't understand the technology behind it, and they do not understand that whatever they do with their Bitcoin is public and visible to anyone. There are companies out there that can today, at this present state, make a complete transaction history and connections with what were you spending and where were you spending it, you know, and share with your government and share with anyone who is able to pay for it. So I think this is critical to be solved and to be addressed, and we are addressing it.
Right.
Yes, privacy is vital to us. The autonomy that privacy provides is essential to Conceal. Privacy enables us to protect ourselves from unauthorized monitoring in our lives. This freedom gives us the ability to be who we want to be and interact with the world around us without being judged or discriminated against. Privacy is a fundamental right for everyone. So for me, for me and for us as a team, as a project, as a community, it doesn't make sense like to put so much work in something that doesn't privacy preserve the interactions in the network.
Just a simple example, two lines. People were actually robbed and killed because other people knew how much money they own in cryptocurrencies. I think that should be a very well based example to show why privacy is important.
Sure. So listen, I don't disagree with you. I absolutely agree with you. And Tegas, I hear the passion in what you're saying. And Cryptos, you said something which really got me thinking that it's never occurred to me before, because it's so obvious. Without privacy, there is no autonomy or sovereignty. I'm not free to act or free to be, as you said, Crypto.
That is very well put and very poetical, yes. I agree.
Yes, because what's happening in the world right now is that people's medical history, their medical status is known. And depending upon that exposure of their private medical status, they get to access different parts. They can participate in society according to different levels. But if that wasn't known, then they'd be just like everybody else. There wouldn't be this discrimination, this medical apartheid state in certain jurisdictions. So thank you for that. Now, you've been going for a while. You've been building and developing for a while, and we're going to get into your applications that you've built a bit more. But how come nobody's heard about you? And what are you doing to address that?
I'll answer this one. Of course, like any other project, like any other community project, we started off very small at the bottom. I think we've been doing a great job in the past few years since we have really increased our visibility on all available platforms that are there. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, am I still here?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm sorry. My mic dropped. Where was I?
You've increased your visibility. You started your project off small. You've been developing.
Yeah, thank you. So we started off very small, and over the past few years, we have increased our visibility on all platforms, but also we gained a lot of community members, and we released a lot of products, of course. And I think we're really on a good way of really being one of the core privacy projects that can make a difference in this crypto space.
Right. Okay. So what are you doing in terms of spreading the word, letting people know about you? Because everybody knows about Monero, and hopefully more and more people will discover Pirate Chain.
Yeah, good question. We have recently announced our ambassador program. So we have community members that contribute a small portion of their time to spreading the word of Conceal, and they get rewarded for that. They get like a small CCX payment for it, which works really well, and we plan on adding more people to the ambassador program. We recently started a series where we explain all our products. First video is already out, by the way, on our YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. We also plan on extending our videos to other platforms like, how's that platform called? Odyssey, if I say it right.
Yes. Yes.
That's the right name? Yeah. We're busy, man, with all kinds of things and all kinds of people. But of course, everyone started off small. Monero started off small as well. And it takes time and passion and efforts to get there.
Yes.
Even Bitcoin started small. So
yeah.
And don't we wish that we were there right at the beginning? Oh, I do anyway, right? No, I get it. And
Absolutely.
I think one thing I got to say, because people will know, regular subscribers to my channel will know that I'm a member of the crew of the Pirate Chain, and I cover a lot of the BPSAA projects. I'm connected to the BPSAA. I believe in diversity, and that includes diversity of privacy. So I have Pirate Chain and I have Monero. So there's no issue for me there. Also, I would say that this video will be out on Odyssey, and I would ask people to subscribe and comment and like and everything, and put your questions. And please follow me on Crypto Rich BTC. Because of the shadow ban on my main channel on YouTube, this video will go out later on that platform, but Crypto Rich BTC on Odyssey and on YouTube, and later on BitTube and 3Speak Online. Thank you, Mr. Caribs. Now, the privacy currencies is a crowded field. It looks more crowded than it is, because people think that Zcash and Dash are privacy coins, but they're not, because they allow for visible transactions. But you don't, Monero doesn't, and Pirate Chain doesn't, and there may be others that don't. What sets Conceal Network apart from those? And I know we've covered it in terms of privacy focus, like banking cash sort of thing, but I want to get into the applications. So let's talk about each application in turn.
Yes. I think that, as mentioned before, our broad spectrum of applications and our overall expansion on the pure cryptocurrency aspect of the projects makes us somehow unique. We are not just private money. we offer more than that, and some of our products expand on this front and allow people much more than just sending private money to each other.
Yes. Okay. So do you want to go through those?
Sure. So basically, our core is, of course, private and fungible money. That is CCX. And on top of that, we have several features and products built on the protocol level. One very important is our we call it cold staking feature, which allows people to basically lock their CCX for a certain amount of time via the hashed time lock contracts. So this means they, for instance, lock their money for, let's say, 1 year, and they get, at that end of that contract, they get paid the interest that they earned. So this separates us immediately from, let's say, Monero or Bitcoin, because we're not just store of value, which CCX is meant to be. We are more than that. We are a store of value that also appreciates over time with the interest paid, and on the other hand, also removes that CCX out of circulation, making it more scarce in that timeline. That is one thing. Then the other thing is messaging.
Take us. Hold on one second. Now that's for people who use they use the Conceal Network wallet, so not on an exchange like TradeOgre, which has the most liquidity.
Of course, I mean, it could be done, but this would then require the exchange to implement it. Yes.
Sure, no, I understand. I'm just saying that
for them,
so that people are aware. But also, I'm mentioning in TradeOgre, if people want to go and get Conceal Network after coins, they can do that. TradeOgre has the most liquidity and has lots of other privacy coins as well, so I want to mention that. But also, I think it becomes like a savings account, which is even more like bank-like. It's a bank-like privacy-focused cryptocurrency.
Yes, and we have a wide variety of wallets, so you can pick any one wallet you like. Basically, for instance, for ease of use, we have our whole cloud infrastructure, which is an important part of Conceal. It's accessible over the web browser, over mobile, on Android, sadly on Apple products, on iOS, on iPhone. We don't yet have the native wallet, but you can access it as a progressive web app. This is only the limitation because we are not a company or a legal body, and as such we cannot put our products into the App Store. And then you have our light wallets that again connect to the cloud and do not require any synchronization. And then for the most security and for those who want to basically run the full node on their desktops, we have our desktop wallet that is the most secure and also has a built-in full node. And while you run that wallet, you are also participating in securing and expanding the Conceal network.
Right.
And to mention, of course, all these wallets allow you to cold stake your CCX.
Yes. That is quite amazing. A proof of work coin that has staking capacity.
Yes. Just to emphasize, this is not a staking in the purest form. So this staking is not securing the network. It's not minting blocks like in classical proof of stake networks. This is basically built on top of our proof of work. So we are still 100% proof of work. Our whole chain is, so we're not a hybrid. That is what I would like to explain.
Right. So where do the interest coins come from? Is it like from the block rewards?
No, the whole block reward still goes to the proof of work miners. So basically, as in every other proof of work network, the one who finds the block gets the whole 6 CCX, which is the current block reward for each block mined. And then when your deposit matures, so let's say that it matures at a block, 60,000, for instance, that specific block will produce additional CCX that is then paid out to you as your interest.
Right.
What is really important here is that all of this is done through the code on the protocol level, so nobody can change or intervene or meddle with it. So not even us as developers, because everything is done at the blockchain level directly on the protocol. So it's all safe and decentralized 100%.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
Just let me add something.
Please.
We have these rewards on top of the block reward, but we still have more than 100 years of block rewards in our chain. Our emission is one of the slowest in the ecosystem. So can you imagine that? A proof of work